Okay. What's up? What up, Phil? I see you, man. So I got to get a couple things straightened out as we go here, but I think I'm getting some audio in. Let me know how my audio sounds, Phil. Can you do that, please? Sounds like something's... Sounds clear. I do have to have a fan in here because it's super warm. Let me know how that audio sounds. I'll check it on myself as well. We're gonna get into it. All right. Okay. Now I've taken down the audio in here. So it should just be a little audio coming into the stream. Okay. So a tad higher, he says. Let's go up a tad higher. Now, is that on my mic? Go up a little bit on my mic, not much. Not without creating fuzz. Yeah, that's about right. I'll speak up a little bit too. The audio, the modular, will definitely be up. But for the moment, let's just talk about what we're doing. Okay, so let me do it like this, so I can hear what you guys are hearing. All right, so let's talk about modular for a second. Let's talk about sampling, vinyl, this kind of thing. Do you like being innovative? Do you, as a viewer, enjoy pushing the boundaries, trying new things, maybe being ahead of the curve when it comes to what people are trying? You know, this is where I'm at. Where I am at right now is learning a lot. That's another question. Do you like learning? Do you like growing? Do you like being invested in a new venture? I am in the middle of a full-blown growth process, and I'm a sampler guy. I'm a guy that likes to find interesting things within something that might not already be there, that might not already have been brought. So with modular, what I'm finding is that if I need to get some information on a topic that I don't know a lot about, there's various forms of, information that you can find. You can go to Muff Wiggler, which there's a lot of threads on there. Modular Grid has a huge source of information that allows you to actually build your own rigs. So with my modular, I'm actually putting this together virtually first so that I can see what I have for space. It gives you a very clear indication of what space you've used, what space you have left. This is all important because there's a lot of factors when it comes to picking modules. Today's going to be a day where we're going to do a whole bunch of streams. I'm going to do a whole bunch of live streams today, and we're going to cover these things in sections, because making it all into one video without the cool, fun little, on the side telling you where to go at what time and blah, blah, blah. I'm not interested in all that, to be honest. I want to share my experiences, and I want to pass along the information I'm getting. And what I'm finding is that I am looking for information that almost doesn't exist. I'm trying to find things that it's kind of such such a new, I don't even know what to call it, but genre, new, I don't know. It's been around forever. Let's not say that, somehow Eurorack and Modular as a whole is like new. It's not. But having the ability to tie new equipment, new technology into these modulars is kind of a new thing. For instance, the Mpc X. The Mpc X has been granted some CV inputs and CV outputs. I'm sorry. My mind is like on autopilot. The Mpc is blessed with some CV outputs. And so what you can do with that is you can host, basically you can act as a conduit within the Mpc to control and to manipulate modules. So the force, the Akai force, is also equipped with CV outputs. Deluge. So even with the Deluge, we are equipped with some CV. That's not the one I wanted for you. There we go. So the Deluge is even equipped with CV, also gate. So it's got 4 gate outputs, 4 CV outputs, and it's even got a clock input. So you can actually clock the Deluge with something like the circuit. Circuit, another great. These are all kind of brains, You can use all of these types of things as brains for your modular rig. And I've had to learn all this, as I go with the help of my guy, Gamma Pods. Let me go ahead and just shout him out. Some guys on IG. Let me see. Okay. Some guys on IG. CV Dope, you can find him on IG. There's been a couple other people who have kind of steered me in the right direction as far as like things I can do, things I can look towards. But a lot of people are doing exactly what I'm doing, and so it's becoming competitive. It's becoming its own thing, and people are not as willing to share information, because you give someone your information and now they have it, and now you're not of use anymore, so to speak. So there's a couple things that I'm very interested in. Human to human interactions, human to machine interactions, and machine to machine interactions. So I am trying to become a part of my modular rig. I'm trying to allow my modular rig to be a part of my larger setup. And I am also trying to make others outside of my area, outside of this zone, out in the world, I'm trying to make them also a part of my modular setup. And I actually have the tools to do this. As far as, sending MIDI, sending CV over the internet, to clock my own rig, well, I don't think we're too far away from that being a real possibility. But in my world, I work mostly in audio. I use MIDI, I use CV, I use machines to create audio clips or audio tracks that I can then manipulate. And I do this to try to create an atmosphere of creativity and live performance. So what someone might consider a performer on stage, you know, entertaining folks, being very kind of like, you know, being inspiring for others, hosting events and things like that. I love that, and I love hip hop. I love hip hop. I love hip hop. Hip hop has, in some ways, saved my life. In some ways, it has given me a lot of inspiration, and the people that have really steered me in the direction of boom bap, classic hip hop, and things like this. Let's talk about Kane. You know, Kane is, and you can find him on IG. Go find me on IG, and I promise you, look through and you will find Kane. You will find Gamma Pods. You can find Phil. You can find all these people. And so I am literally dabbling in so many different things that it's allowing me to find some workflow that is not common. And along these streams today, you're gonna learn what I know, first of all. Second of all, you're gonna learn a workflow that I've developed now that I have not shared, that I have not gone into great detail about, because it's mine. Because I have worked on innovating a new way of working. I'm not just into doing what that guy is doing, and that's what you get on my channel. So subscribe to this channel if you're interested in innovative concepts, if you're interested in people, if you're interested in interacting with others, or like exploring your own potential and how to be vulnerable and put yourself out there. There's a lot of work to do, okay? And it's time to embrace it. So I'm trying to pull all of these elements from all over into kind of a single place. And so today we're going to talk about the modular itself. We'll talk about what is it, what's the difference between Eurorack. You know, you hear people say Eurorack, and you hear people say modular. You hear people say desktop. You hear people say all kinds of things. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about, actually, I'm going to give you an outline as a person who's solely into sampling, sequencing, chopping, things like that. I'm going to show you, as a potential MPC head who's into vinyl, who's into classic hip hop, I'm going to show you, I'm going to demystify this for you and show you exactly what this stuff is and what it means. And I'm going to show you, you know, about power supply. I'm going to show you about how to mount, what are necessities to get started. And I think, you know, like I said, we'll do a few of these. We're going to do a whole bunch of streams today because I want to break them up, since I can't kind of control after. We're going to break these up. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the basics of modular. Also over here, I'll show you. You see in the back there. Oh, and that's a fucking fail. I was looking at my damn camera. Good thing that these things are bubble wrapped. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to open up a shipment of modules that I've just received. This is an entire shipment of modules. Okay, these two have been opened. I know I'm not near my mic, so bear with me just a second. These two are unopened. These have not been mounted, have not been properly. These have not been properly taken out of the packaging. So let me switch my mic. I got a mic behind me over here on this side. I got a mic over here. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now I see that there's some people in here. So let me just go ahead and address the folks. What's up to you folks? I want to make sure that you guys can hear me and everything, because I can't read your comments yet. Hold on one second. All right, let me look at these. Okay. Hey, Lisa. All right. What up, Kane? Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. All right. Here we go. Let me go ahead and switch this over. Come over here. Mic check. Mic check. All right. So we should now have a different mic source. Let me know what the audio's like on this one. I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. I have access to the knobs and stuff right from over here, so it's a bit easier. Okay, can you guys hear me okay? Too loud? All right, let me check it out. Mic check. Oh, yes. It's very, very loud. All right. How's that? Does that help? I got a fan. I'm going to turn off the fan. It's so warm down here. I'm going to give it a go, though. And let me just tell the kids upstairs to lighten up on their foots. Okay, we're definitely going to have a better situation now. But I do want the audio to be a certain level, so let me just check it on my end. But I do want the audio to be a certain level. So okay, that's beautiful. Actually, I can come down just a little bit. All right, so I'm also going to pull up my feed over here, because I cannot look behind me to see if you guys need me to hold up. Okay. And I never use my computer like this on this side of the room. Shit. No. I don't even want any volume, first of all. Second of all, it's just looking for where we're at now. Okay. Where's my damn live stream, though? Oh, this one right here. All right, let me make sure I got it turned down. Yeah, this is going to be bad if this is playing. Okay, that should be pretty good. All right, so now I can keep track of you guys, at least the comments and things. And if I need to stop to talk or whatever, I can do that. I can't see this. Can't see the chat, I guess, unless it's minimized. Okay, I just lost that camera, so let me get that back on. So that's going to be part of my little deal today is, where'd it go? Where am I? Okay. That should be good. Jeez, sorry about that. All right. I see what happened there. My camera, this camera over here, unfortunately, is an EOS M, which is actually a beautiful camera in itself. It works great, but it has a live view function that shuts off after 30 minutes. So I do have this guy, though, as a backup. Actually, we'll just use that, even though that other one's a pretty beautiful shot. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this. All right, so let me look and see if you guys had any questions before we get started. If you do have any questions about what I'm doing, just go ahead and leave it in there. All right, so with Modular, what we have here in front of us is a 104 HP 6U rack. That basically means the first number, the HP, is how much space lengthwise does the case take up. So there are 84 HP, 104 HP. I think there's even much bigger, but I'm not going to express anything that I don't know anything about. So this is 104 HP. Now the second number, 6U, the U refers to this measurement, whatever you want to call that. So this is 3U and this is 3U. A module is typically 3U tall. So you've got a 3U module, and then each module can be its own HP. So like, for instance, I think rings is like, I don't actually know, but I think it's like 18 HP or something like that. It doesn't matter. You can look up on Modular Grid if you want to get specific numbers, but you can have, you know, if you have a 104 HP modular rack, then you've got the ability to put 104 HP worth of modules, and you'll have to measure out using some sort of system how you want to have everything set up properly. So as far as MPC users and people that want to use a modular rack and they want to kind of like just get their feet wet with it, there are places that sell these things. These are called rails. Rails are vital, actually. And in the beginning, I thought I could get by just with wood or whatever. But as you can see, if I pull this thing in a little bit closer, oh shit, that's the wrong one, isn't it? Which one am I looking at right here? Okay, yeah, it is this one. I got confused for a second. That's pretty normal. All right, so let me go ahead and lock this right here so I can explain what this is. If I don't crush anything in the process, that would be great. Okay, so you've got these little bolts. And let's see. Does that clear it up a little bit? Let's hope. There we go. You can see these little nuts, I should say. These are tiny little nuts that you can use to screw in. Let's see, I think I can actually zoom this. There we go. So you use this to attach the modules. So you've got tiny little holes, and you see how these are not even connected. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to properly attach all this stuff. So you've got these tiny little holes, and then you've got inside of the rail, all these nuts, they all move. So they can be slid back and forth. Let me show you. All right, so if I slide everything over a little, I can actually use a knife or something and slide these over where I need them. And they can get bound up a little bit, you know, if you're moving many of them at a time. But you can see I'm just moving them. And that means that you can have them way over here, or you can have them closer, or whatever. So let me back this back out. Okay, so you can slide them, and then all you need to do to attach it is you need one of them, and this can be a little bit tedious, so it has to be a labor of love, if you know what I mean. So you have to line up the module with the proper spacing and the nut that you want to use, and then you just screw it in, and that will lock that into the rack. And if you keep it loose enough, when you want to move it, you don't have to take the screws all the way out. You can just slide the modules around. But obviously, if you want to, you know, leapfrog a module, then you're going to have to completely detach it from the rack. Try to get this to stay still here. And all right, so let me know if anybody wants me to focus in on anything specific with the rails, or if you have any questions about the rack spacing or the rack itself, whatever it is, you know, if you have a question with it, go ahead and leave it now, and I'll take a look at it, and then I can, you know, give you a little more info on where we're at. So that's mounting. That's mounting a module. But before you can mount a module, you got to have an idea what you're going to do for power. You don't need to buy a case like this. I'm a very blessed man, so I was able to order this from a guy who made it for me. This is my Ferrari. This came from my Italian friend. Well, now he's my friend. This is my Italian friend's Ferrari that he built for me. And so you can make your own. You can use household items. I have a concept for a Eurorack case that is going to blow people's mind. And it's only a matter of time before you see it. It's blowing my mind. So you can use anything. You can use an old suitcase. I mean, if you're creative, you can make a Eurorack, you know, case out of anything. If you want to just get started and you just want to have a single module, this right here, let's see if you can see. Let me go to this guy. Okay. Okay. So this guy right here, you know what? It's going to be easier. I'll just do this. I'm going to disconnect this thing. Wireless webcam. Let's go. All right. This one right here is called Bitbox. Bitbox is an absolute monster. If you like MPC workflow, as in slicing, chopping, you want to create your own synthesizers using audio, this is what you would use. This right here has 16 of its own pads, just like an MPC, and it's touch sensitive. So if you load in your own drum samples, you can literally play this just like an MPC. But it also has all these inputs. So these can all receive CV, which can be triggered by, obviously, an MPC or something else that sends a CV signal. So you could have a Eurorack Mpc type machine in your case, and it doesn't do everything, but a couple things it does extremely well: granular synthesis, MIDI. It does MIDI really well, and it also can change audio into usable, playable instruments, just like Ableton, very quickly. Now, on the Ableton note, it also does clip-based recordings. So if you're jamming out on a modular and you like what you're hearing, you can get it into audio very quickly, and it will clip record quantized. So it'll start your clip recording at the end of the bar. And we're going to get into this probably on the next stream a little bit later on today. As far as this whole setup goes, you have a power supply, a case that holds it, and you have rails. Now in my case, you can see it's been custom fitted with its own power supply, and look, this is definitely beautiful as a first rig. But if you wanted to get your own rig started with very little effort, you'll need something like this. This is a power supply. This is a power module, and it's from 4MS. I believe it's from 4MS. Let me turn this thing around. I don't know how to hold these things. Somebody's going to have to tell me. I'm so new at this, but I'm sharing what I know. So this is the Power 35 module, and what you do is the top of the module has an input. That input is for power. So you can use almost any like laptop charger. We'll plug into that, and then you use you use this to power something called a ribbon cable. A bus board. So inside here, you see a bus board. This is a mounted bus board. It has many ports. Many whatever you want to call them, sockets to plug in your modules. This is how you get power. So I'll show you another example of a bus board. Let me go ahead and mount this camera back into place, and I'm going to grab another version of a bus board. All right, so, okay, I think you can see me all right. So this is a beautiful pink case that my daughter gave me because I didn't have a case yet. I didn't have anything to put any modules in, but I had a module. So I actually used this as my first Eurorack case. Beautiful pink cheetah print, whatever you want to call it, all right? So inside of this, I have some other things that I might need in the future. This is called a flying bus board. Okay, so this is a flying bus board. It's very flexible. It allows you to connect the modules right to these sockets. So then what you would do is you've got a module here, which is not plugged into anything. Is this out of focus? Probably. How about there? All right, good enough. So anyway, I'm going to set this on the side. and you would just plug this in, like so. There's a key. You see the keyway right here? There's a keyway, and on the other side, there's a notch. There's a, there's only one way this can go in properly. So you do want to make sure you're doing this part right, because this is very important. So then now, this is essentially connected to the flying bus board. The flying bus board needs to be connected to the power module. How much power you need is going to depend on how big you want to go, but in my opinion, go more than what you think you need, because A, you don't want to be left with too little. It's okay if you have too much, because then you can always back it off a little bit. As far as power goes, you don't need to use all the power. This will allow you to daisy chain power modules, so you can even expand. So then this just plugs in to the power module, and now you got power. So now you're getting power as long as you've got your laptop type charger plugged in to this socket. So this is 90 watt, but it will take different power sources and convert them to the proper power, as long as you're within the right ranges that it tells you. So you'll have to do your own research to make sure that you have what you need. So a flying bus board, a mounted bus board, I don't know what they're called really, the mounted ones. I'll get there. The terminology is not my strong suit anyway. I'm more about kind of giving it my own names and then using that to share with people. So flying bus boards are probably where I would recommend going, because it's flexible and you can move it around and actually keep your area a bit more tidy, in my opinion. But somebody else might say the exact opposite, and that's fine. That's what's great about modular. Now let me go ahead and look and see if we've got any comments or questions in here before I move forward. Yeah, no shit. I do probably need to turn the fan back on. Hey, what up, RD? Good to see you, man. All right. All right, so it looks like you guys are not in any distress, so we'll keep it moving. So that's power. That's the bus board situation. How to mount them in a modular, and yeah, that's pretty much what you need to know if you want to start your own type of rig. But there's many more things you need to consider when you're laying out your first rig. You know, when you're wanting to grab your first module, there's mixers, there's samplers, there's sequencers. Do you want an in the rack sequencer opposed to a hardware sequencer? Do you want a desktop controller? There's a lot of beautiful desktop controllers. One in particular is Blackbox. This is Bitbox, but Blackbox is a similar. It's from the same company. It does similar things to Blackbox, but to Bitbox, but it does way more. It'll record it, and it's a handheld too. It's a rechargeable unit. You know, it can record CV, so it can use recorded CV to patch back in. And I'm not fully into the whole CV situation yet. I'm working in audio, so I don't even have the knowledge yet to explain the CV concepts and how to get different variations of the same sound using CV. I'm basically using MIDI and audio inside the rack. So let me see if there's anything else I need to cover in the lead up to the next stream, because the next stream we can go into detail more about the individual modules themselves, and we'll open up these. These modules over here. Oh shit, how am I still over there? What? I'm supposed to be over here. Damn, I was talking to you guys that whole time looking at the wrong camera. So we are going to, in no time at all, we're going to open up these modules. I'm going to show you how actually to put a module inside the rack, and then I'll show you how to wire it up. How long has this one gone on for? Let me look. It's about 45 minutes. I try to give you guys some useful information. Please let me know right now. Let me know right now if there's anything more I should elaborate on in the startup phase of Modular. Is there anything more I need to cover? Tell me now, please, because I can't go back in and edit this after the fact, and I don't want to actually miss something that would be important for a newcomer, for somebody that's just starting out. Does everybody that's here understand everything I've said so far? Let me see. Thanks, New Wave. I see you. I appreciate that very much. Let me know if there's anything else I can do. What up, Gamma? Good to see you, my friend. You're going to hear it scream, Phil. You are going to hear it scream. It sounds beautiful. I did not show how I'm sending MIDI. We're going to get into that. But I don't want to overcomplicate this particular stream. So let me write that down so that we can do that on the next one. I'm taking orders. I can trim off the end of this, if I need to, at the end of this stream, as I wait for any other. Let's see. Okay, how you're sending MIDI. It is CV driven, but I am sending MIDI. Okay. Yeah, it is pretty cozy in here too. All right, so let me just, I guess one other thing I can do, which is probably really important, is quickly talk about cables. So Gamma and I actually were just talking about a situation that starts to, starts to reveal itself, is the fact that you need to have different lengths of cables, because you might need to be patching something that is 1 inch away, but you're needing to use an 18-inch long cable to make that happen. Yeah, shit. I knew this was going to happen. Hold on 1 second, folks. Just about lost my camera. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so the next stream is going to be so much smoother. This is still kind of like in the setup phase in a way, but we're going to do a lot of these, so hang in there. All right, so which camera am I on? I'm on this one, right? I believe I am. All right, so the cable's length. So we've got different lengths of cables. You've got some that are about a foot long. I would say that's probably about a foot long. Very hard to find the right thing to show you guys. So this one's about a foot long, right? So you got cables that are about a foot long. And yeah, I mean, you're going to end up with cables. You're going to end up with cables of all different lengths. And it's important. This one is 24 inches long. Shit, I'm still not showing you the right angle. This one is about 24 inches long. This one is about a foot long. Okay, I've got cables that are in between, somewhere around 18 inches. Some that are about 18 inches. This blue one. Okay, and then some that are stock from like MS-20 gives you, when you buy an MS-20, you get a whole bunch of CV, but they're short. They're very short. Now a CV cable, this is kind of interesting. A CV cable can send audio. It's a mono cable. So if you want to get a stereo signal into a Eurorack, you need to use 2 mono cables. And then you got to pan it left and right. You got to pan one of the inputs left, one of them right. And I've done that. I'm going to explain to you guys on the next what I'm using in here in the next stream. This is a mixer. That's a sampler. And I'm going to give you an idea of what direction I'm going, where I'm going, and what my vision is for this. What I'm actually doing with it. So, having said that, I'll take one more look at any comments or questions. The cables themselves, you can find them online pretty easily. I would suggest having probably 4 cables. If you need to know about how many you need, I would suggest maybe 4 for each module at least, just to get you started. But you're probably going to end up with a whole bunch more, you know. So let's play this out. I'm going to play this out while I take a look at the comments. And this is something I put together. I can't even remember what stage my little set is in right now, but we're going to go ahead. right, y'all. So I've been over the comments. Looks like we're good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the next stream. Come hang out. Please, man, please, like my videos so that other people can find them. They won't find me unless people like it and people share it. They can't find me. So help people find me so we can all, you know, share this information. Not only that, but somebody might need something like this. Help me get it to them. All right. All right. So I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna see you on the next stream. Give me just a few minutes. So on the next stream, we're gonna talk more about the actual modules themselves. We'll get this thing open over here. Yeah, here we go. We'll get these open, and we'll go ahead and install the module so you can see how that works and what you need to do to actually install a module. And then we're gonna talk more on another stream about this workflow that I've developed. So this workflow, very, very dope, very dope. No one's doing it, okay? I call it the I-chop, okay? This is the I-chop method of sampling and performing using a sampler, sequencer, and whatnot. So come and join me as we move forward. If there's anything I'm doing that needs to be, Phil, I can't help you with the limiter stuff and all that other gate stuff and all that. Sorry, bud. I'm just doing my thing over here. I don't have expertise in all that. So I'm doing my best. Yeah, so let me know if there's anything I can do to make this a better experience for you guys. I'm gonna turn that damn fan on though. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys in just a bit, okay? Oh, as you can see, come find me on IG. If you're watching me on playback, come find me on IG. I do a lot more stuff over there on a regular basis as far as posting. So come on over. Peace.